Welcome, it's Kim. For class today, you may want one block, and that's about it. We will start standing in the middle of your mat. So we'll begin today with some more dynamic shoulder warm-ups. A little bit of control through the ribs here, but not too much control. We want to really kind of get into the shoulder in this dynamic way. So find a steady base. I like to bounce around for a moment, just kind of find that foundation. And then pretty simple, take the right shoulder, arm, circle it back, forward, up, and just start going. We'll do this, maybe 10 more. Just breathing here. There might be some clicking. As long as there's not pain, that's okay. Reverse directions, other way. So there's this little bit of an integration of the right ribs, but again, they'll move along with the shoulder here. And then just release that, give a little shake out. Left arm, so ground your base. Left arm goes back, overhead, and forward, and then just start going. Let it really move, breaking up those sticky bits. This is something, too, that you can just kind of like do in the middle of the day. Your coworkers may think you look crazy, but that's okay. Reverse directions, because it's going to feel good. Little bit of integration in the left ribs without overly controlling them. And then release. And let's go forward and back. Again, dynamic, but it's like we're hugging ourselves and opening up to a hug. Hug, open, hug, open. Switch the cross, right? So maybe right arm over, left arm over. Just a couple more here. Good. Release that. Step the feet either together or under the hips. Close the eyes immediately. Settle into your Tadasana. Inhale fully. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Reach up as we ground down. And then exhale, hands to prayer. Let the eyes flutter open. Walk to whatever you've decided will be the top of your mat for the day, facing the top of the mat. Again, ground down. Shift the weight into the right foot. Pluck up the left leg. All we're doing is stepping back to low lunge. So soften, bend the right knee, send the left foot back, back, back. Left toes land, left hand lands. Bend in the right knee. Circle the right arm up for a little bit of a twist here. And then circle it forward, down, and around. Again, circle it up for a little twist. Circle it forward, down, and around. Step the right hand down, step the right foot back, lower halfway, push back up, and then send yourself up and back. Downward facing dog. Come up high on the toes, deep bend in the knees, and then just tiptoe. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Up to the top of the mat. At the top of the mat here, ground through the feet, bend or soften the knees, drop the head down, walk the hands back as far as they will go. And if that's not very far, that's okay. You can also bring the hands up higher on blocks or even simply hold the shins if your body needs. Now, letting the crown of the head drop to the earth. Root through the feet, deeply bend the knees, and then fully extend, gather the core as you do. Bend and extend, moving through this a few times. Again, some more dynamic warm-ups. So as we move, bend and extend, think about activating the legs. As you extend, activate the quads, activate the core. Activate the core all the way up to the sternum and down to the low belly, so that we really open through the whole back body line. And the next time you bend the knees, leave it there, really melt the heart, grab opposite elbows, full breath into the low back. Exhale. Roll your way up. Roll, 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 roll. Doesn't matter what the arms do, but do bring attention to the spine. At the top, reach the arms overhead, and then bring the hands by the side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Pluck up the other way. Shift the weight into the left foot. Pluck up the right leg here. Low lunge. So bend the left knee. Send the right leg back, 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 back. Right toes land, right hand lands. Lift the left arm up for a twist here. Gather the left hip back and then circle the left arm forward, down, and around till it lands on the earth. Step the left foot back, high plank. One chaturanga push-up, elbow straight back. Push all the way up, and then up and back, downward facing dog. Come up high on the toes, deep bend in the knees, gaze forward, grab hold of the earth. Engage through the core, lift through the pelvic floor. Come up high on the toes, nothing quite yet, and then back down on the toes. Again, high on the toes, shoulders go forward, gaze goes forward, back down on the toes. This time, as we come up high on the toes, silently spring to the top of the mat. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up to standing. Exhale, hands to prayer here. Full breath in. Complete breath out. Once again, weights in the left foot. Gather the right leg. Oops, weights in the right foot. Let me think about this, you guys. Weights in the right foot. Gather the left leg up. And then send the left leg back, back, back. Left toes land, left hand lands. Circle the right arm up. Now from here, goddess pose. And again, you'll see my back. I can't get right and left correct today. Release the right hand down. Dial the left heel down like warrior two. Lift the torso up. Bend the left knee as we kick the right toes in. Lengthen the sit bone down. Lift up through the pelvic floor. Warrior goddess. Goddess, goddess. Come up on the right toes. Crescent lunge facing the back of your mat. So knees and feet move. So come up on the right toes. Spin around. Now the left toes angle forward. We're in crescent lunge from here. Right hand down now, low lunge. Circle the left arm up. Low lunge twist. Back to goddess pose. Left hand down, right heel down to open the hips. Torso lifts, feet adjust. So kick the heels in, bend the knees, let them go wide. Lengthen the tailbone down. Goddess. Come up on the left toes. Circle around on the back toe so the hips square to the top of the mat. We found crescent lunge. We'll adjust the feet. And then left hand down, right arm circles up for the twist. Let's go faster. Right arm down, left heel down. Goddess to the center of the mat. Crescent to the back of the mat. Right arm down, left arm up. Low lunge twists. Lift it back up. Open to the side of the mat. Goddess. Crescent lunge, top of the mat. Move hips and feet. Left hand down, right arm up. Low lunge twist. Find goddess. So move the feet, open the hips. Crescent lunge, back of mat. Right hand down, left arm up, low lunge twist. Dial right heel down, open to the side of the mat, goddess. Crescent, top of the mat. Left arm down, right arm up, low lunge twist. Goddess. Crescent, back of mat. Right hand down, left arm up, low lunge twist. Goddess, the feet move the whole time. Crescent, back of mat. Top of mat. Left hand down, right arm up, low lunge twist. Goddess. Crescent, back of mat. Right hand down, left arm up, low lunge twist. Goddess. Crescent, top of mat. Left hand down, right arm up. Goddess. And then this time we'll go crescent, back of mat. Right hand down, left arm up, low lunge twist. Now left hand down, step the right hand forward, right foot forward. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, hands down, step, step back, high plank. One push up. Lower knees, lower chest and chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Pubic bone down, peel the heart open. Exhale, up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a little bit of movement here. Find the breath. Release the neck, drip the heels down. Push the earth away so the hands are strong and we grow like tree trunks through the arms. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. So round the spine, create the space. Lower the left knee down. Lift the torso overhead. Fire the left glute to get that little openness through the hip flexor. And then twist left elbow outside of right thigh, hands at prayer. Level through the hips. So lift that left hip point away from the earth. Pull the right hip back in space. From here, pluck up the back knee, so tuck the left toes if you haven't. Gaze down, ground the right foot, find the earth and how it connects, and then nice and controlled, step forward. So start to really shift the weight, and you can even gently drag this left foot forward, place it next to the right. It can touch or be a little bit apart, finding revolved chair pose. Unfurl from here, chair pose, reach the arms forward, gather in through the core. Now bow down, lift this left leg up, open through the hips. Fire through the right quad to pull yourself a little bit deeper. And then big step back to warrior two. Bend the right knee, left toes land. Sweep yourself up, pull the right knee bent. Lengthen the tailbone down. Reverse, reach that right arm up and back, keep that nice deep bend in the right knee. And then both hands sweep down to the earth, come up on the left toes, step back, high plank, one push up, halfway down, all the way up, lower knees, lower chest and chin tushes high. Inhale, open up, baby cobra, back body is power. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find the hands grow tall and strong from them. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, low lunge. So bend the knee, round to step the left foot between the hands, lower the right knee down, lift the torso up. Arms can go overhead. Fire the right glute for that extra length through the hip flexor. Twist right elbow to the outside of left thigh. Hands at prayer. Level the hips. So pull left hip back, lift right hip up away from the earth. Tuck the back toes if they're not. Pluck up the back knee. Gaze down at the left foot here. And with control, right foot comes forward. So you can kind of roll onto the top of that foot, shift the weight forward, drag it a little bit if you need, use the gaze, use connection to the earth. Feet either touch or they're slightly spaced apart for revolved chair. Pull the hips in line. And then untwist chair pose, reach forward as we drip the tailbone down. Dive down, pluck up the right leg, open through the hips. Fire the left quad, lift, lift, lift. Big step back, warrior two. So the hips open in this big step back, and we'll sweep our torso up. Pull a bend into the left knee, lengthen the tailbone down, pull the left knee open. Reverse, leave that bend in the knee as we sweep up and back with the left arm. And then the hands come down to the earth. Spin onto the right toes, step back, high plank, one chaturanga push up unless you would like more. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, pubic bone down, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot between the hands. This time, inhale, lift the torso, crescent lunge. Exhale, dive with a twist, left elbow outside of the thigh. Level the hips, retract right shoulder. Really fire the whole left leg here. Gaze down. Connect the right foot to the earth. Come up on the left toes, but stay fired through the leg. Find a steady point to look at. And see if this left leg will agree to just float up, up, up. Revolved chair pose. Step left foot next to right. Find the twist for a moment. Deep bend in the knees. And then chair pose, maybe the arms start to reach higher, but we still gather through the ribs and core. And then dive down, standing splits, open the hip, left leg up in the air. Big step back, warrior two. Reverse, side plank. So left hand comes down, we're on the left toes. And then dial the left heel down. Use the whole left side body to push, push, push. And lift the hips. The right leg can do really whatever you want. There's many variations here. High plank, right hand down. Come on both toes. Push up. Elbows go straight back as you go down and up. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the torso, crescent lunge. Exhale, revolve, right elbow outside of that thigh. Hands at prayer, level the hips to ring out the spine. So by leveling the hips, that gives us a neutral pelvis, and it takes the twist out of the pelvis and up into the spine. Gaze down, point the right toes, really engage that whole right leg. Find a steady point to look at, and eventually see if the right foot will float up. Oh dear, excuse me, step the right foot. Next to the left, revolved chair pose. Nice deep bend in the knees. And then unfurl chair pose. Gather the ribs, gather the core, maybe lift the arms a little bit higher. And then dive down, lift the right leg, standing splits, fire the left leg. Big controlled step back, lift it up, warrior two. Reverse. Side plank. Right hand comes to the earth. We'll go onto the right toes, and then we dial the right heel down, and we pluck the left leg up. It's the right side body that does the work, and you can do whatever you want with this left leg. High plank. Maybe you've got 2 push-ups in you today. Knees, chest, chin. Let's hold this cobra. So unfurl, retract the shoulders, press the pubic bone down to lengthen the tailbone. From here, lift both feet. The inner legs dial up towards the ceiling. And if the feet need to go a little wider, that's okay. Repress the pubic bone into the earth. Small tuck of the chin, lengthen through the crown of the head. Lift the hands. Reach them backward. Still retracting shoulders. Now spin the palms up. Spin the palms down. Palms up, palms down, palms up, palms down. Last one. Palms up, palms down. Lift the legs a little higher by engaging the back body. And then release, tuck the toes, hands by the chest. Scoop the tailbone long. Push up. High plank, up and back, downward facing dog. Find a breath. Inhale, right leg lifts. We'll return to this flow. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Inhale, lift the torso, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist, left elbow outside of thigh level the hips. Now bring the right hand to the outside of the thigh just to help yourself out a little bit here. And see if you can finagle that right knee slightly closer to the armpit. This will get a deeper twist. So if it's not working, that's okay. Be where your body goes. Don't start making the hips wonky. But do give yourself the deepest twist your body will agree to. And then maybe reach the right arm up. Gather the core in. Fire the left leg. Retract right shoulder. Maybe reach the left arm down. Gaze can go anywhere. Hips are still level. Check in with that. Gaze down, hands to prayer. Shift the weight forward. Point the left toes. Fire the left leg and glute. Float the left leg up, up, up. This time, standing splits. Unfurl, left leg is still up. Hands down, lift that leg a little bit higher. Now, come on the right fingertips, maybe even the right block. Lift the torso a little bit, soften the right knee. Open through both hips and float the left arm up. Half moon balance. Connect the right foot to the earth. The whole thing as we lift through the arch. Fire the core. Soften or bend the right knee. Gaze down. Float the right hand up. Big step back. Warrior two. Fire the legs. Lengthen the tailbone. Reverse. Up and back. Side plank on the left. That means left hand down, spin all the way around on the left foot, lift using the side body. High plank, 1 to 2 push-ups. Lower all the way to the belly. Unfurl, lift up, locust pose. So legs lift too is what I'm trying to say. Hands down, tuck the toes, push up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Find that twist, right elbow outside of left thigh. Now, take that left hand to the thigh just to help yourself out. Get that knee up as high into that right armpit as it'll agree to go, but still keep the hips level and squared and the right leg really strong and the core working. From here, maybe the left arm can reach up to the sky. And only if your body wants, right arm reaches down as well. Mentally check in with the hips, the pelvis. Bring the hands back to prayer, gaze down, come up high on the right toes. Fire that whole leg, float that right leg up, up, up. So use the core, use the leg, use the right glute. Connect the left foot to the earth. Keep the balance, standing splits, unfurl, hands down. Lift that right leg higher, extend the left knee. Now lift the torso just a little bit. Come up on the left fingertips if you haven't. Walk that left hand a little more far forward. Open through the hips. Pluck up the right hand, half moon balance. You can soften the left knee here. Again, allow that whole left foot to connect. Ball the foot, pinky toe, side heel, but lift through the arch. Gather the core to lengthen the tailbone. Fire the right leg to lift it nice and high. Gaze down, bend or soften the left knee, and see if the left hand will float off of the earth. Big controlled step back, warrior two. Reverse. Side plank on the right. So that right hand goes down, that right foot moves all the way around. We use the right side body to push and lift. High plank. 1 or 2 chaturanga push-ups. Elbows straight back. Lower all the way to the belly. This time, bend the knees, press the pubic bone down. Unfurl, lift head, neck, and shoulders by firing back body. Grab insides or outsides of the ankles. Kick feet into hands. Repress the pubic bone down. Retract shoulders. Breathe. Release without flinging. Hands down, tuck the toes, scoot the tailbone long. Push up, high plank, up and back, downward facing dog. One more time through, couple more little variations. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, twist. Start elbow outside of thigh. Level hips, prayer hands. Option to open both arms. Option, and again, leave the hips level. Don't completely lose everything that's going on. Rotate the right hand till it faces behind you. Reach the right hand towards the back toes. Bend the elbow, half bind, retract shoulder. Pull right hip back in space. Bend right knee. Now there is a full bind. If it means you have to really shift the hips in crazy directions and bend the spine in funky ways, don't bother with it. But if you want it and it's accessible, you're welcome to it. Gaze down at the right foot. You can keep any bind variation or lose it, yogi's choice, and float the left leg up, 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 up. Half moon balance. So use that gaze, use that steady, strong right leg. Unfurl binds, unfurl hips. Right hand down, left arm up. Bend the left knee. This is an option. Gather that thigh into chest. Grab hold of the front of the ankle. From here, that heels into the butt. Rotate from the shoulder, open the hip, so that left knee faces all the way to the back of the mat. If that's not accessible, use a strap or skip this option. You can rotate the grip to grab the inside of the left foot from here. Again, soften the right knee as much as you need to engage that leg. Gaze can go anywhere. Fire the left glute, and then kick the foot into the hand. Warrior 2. Release without flinging. Big controlled. Step back. Directly into reversing your warrior. Directly into side plank. Left hand down. Right leg up. Now from here, lizard. So the right foot needs to get back to the top of the mat. So lift, lift, lift through the hips. Right fingers to the earth, come up on the right toes. You're welcome to bend the right knee and really kind of hike up, spin around, step the right foot outside of the right hand. Walk the little adjustments you need. You can lower the back knee down if you would like. I'll cue from there. Right toes forward, right knee forward. Pull the right hip point back. Tent the fingers. Pull the heart open. And then push and round the spine, scoop the tailbone long. Pull the heart open, shoulders down and back. Exhale, push and round, scoop the tailbone long. Again, inhale, pull open. Exhale, push and round. Inhale, pull open. Exhale, push and round. Find neutral, sink a little bit deeper inside of that right leg. Maybe you come onto the forearms or you set your forearms on your block. Do keep pulling the right hip back in space. Ground evenly through the right foot. Now, if you have that back knee on the earth, untuck the toes if they're not. Press into the top of the left foot. Lift the left knee. Notice how you have to really integrate into the core. Release that back knee down, hands down. Move any props out of the way. Downward facing dog. So tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, push an open back of heart. Just step back, downward facing dog. Full inhale, full exhale. Inhale, left leg lifts. This is our last side, last time through. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, lift the torso, crescent lunge. Exhale, close twist. Start bent right elbow outside of thigh. Start hands at prayer. Level the hips, fire the back leg. Options all the way to open the arms. Again, if you do, check in with the hips. Check in with the spine. Only if it feels good in the body, rotate that left hand to face the same way as the back body, and then reach that left hand towards the back right toes. Keep firing the right leg. Bend the elbow. Retract the shoulder. Keep leveling the hip. So lift the right hip up and pull the left hip back. Gaze down. You can keep any bind or lose it. Shift the weight forward, get strong, strong, strong in the legs, and see if that right leg will float up. Use the core. Half moon balance. Unfurl everything. Left hand to the earth, open the hips. Peel your way up into your half moon balance. Soften or bend the left knee as much as you need to help you engage that leg. Bend the right knee into the chest. Grab hold of the right ankle with the right hand. Again, this is another option. We're still connecting left foot strongly to the earth. Open through the front of the hip and rotate through the right shoulder so that right knee faces all the way behind you. And then you can switch the grip of the right hand to grab the inside of whatever that is, a foot. Lengthen the tailbone, fire the right glute, soften the left knee as much as you need, and then we kick the foot into the hand to open the shoulder a little bit more. Release everything without flinging. Big controlled step back. Lift up warrior 2. Directly into reverse warrior. And then side plank. Right hand down. Let the feet move. Lift using the right side body. To get to lizard, we will lift higher, higher, higher. Maybe lift the left leg and bend the knee. Sprinkle the left fingers down, gaze forward. Come up on the right toes, and then big step of the left foot outside of the left hand. Scooch the feet around a little bit if you need. Lower the right knee down. Left toes and left knee face forward. Come up on the fingertips, and then let's pull the heart open. Slide the shoulder blades down and back. And then push and round, scoop the tailbone long. Inhale, pull the heart open. Exhale, push and round, scoop tailbone long. Inhale, pull open. Exhale, push and round, scoop tailbone long. Inhale, pull open. Exhale, push and round. From here, find neutral and then sink straight down towards the earth. So you can stay on the hands, you can go to the forearms. You can also use a block to place the forearms down. Do press evenly through the left foot. Keep gathering that left knee in and pulling this left hip bone back. Now untuck the right toes. So if the knee is up, set it down. Untuck the right toes so we're on the top of the right foot. And now press into the top of the right foot and lift the right knee off of the earth. Notice the core integration that's required, the grounding into both feet, and the big opening of that hip flexors. Lower the right knee down. Hands to the earth, move any props out of the way here. Tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, push, lift, round, up and back, downward facing dog. And let's take a couple of breaths here. Again, grow strong and tall out of the hands. Reach the sit bones up and back. Fire through the legs as we drip the heels down. And find the breath. Let the head go. Inhale, look forward. Step the right foot between the hands. Grab hold of your block. Last standing pose. Take the block off to the left side of the mat just to start. Dial left heel down. Lift yourself up, warrior two. Get that nice deep bend in the right knee and pull the right hip towards the pinky toe side. Lengthen the tailbone long. Now, if directly out in front of you is like 90 degrees and where your knee is going is 0 degrees, our torsos will come roughly at a 45-degree angle in between those two. So keep this external rotation of the right hip. This is most important here. And then hinge forward, so you can use that hand even if you need. Hinge forward, keep that knee open. Bring two hands to that block. You may not need a block, but most of us will. Scooch, scooch, scooch that block away from you. Open the right knee and hip. And release down into this. Left leg is still strong to steady us. Right foot is grounded. Breathe space into the low back. Just trying to melt the best you can. There is effort in this, but try to balance that with openness. Now to get out of this, plug into the core, plug into the legs, lift your way back up and go ahead and extend and bend. Ooh, this right knee a couple of times. Next time it extends, angle the right toes in. Open the left toes to what began as the top of our mat, I believe. Go ahead and just grab your block, move it to the other side of the mat. We're just switching front and back of our mat. Bend the left knee. We're still grounded through the right foot. Those toes follow the hip point. Pull that deep bend. Fire through that left glute to open the knee and externally rotate that hip. The femur rolls in the hip socket in whatever way works in your body, right? We're different shapes. Lengthen the tailbone down by gathering up through the core and the pelvic floor. Prioritize this external rotation of the left hip. Hinge forward at that roughly 45-degree angle. Bring the hands to the block. Now check in that that knee is still open and ground through the left foot. Slide that block, slide your hands away from you off at that angle. And breathe. So the right leg has some strength to support us. The left leg is working into this active openness. But even as we work, there's this bit of melting here, and we breathe into the hip and the lower back. stay steady in this pose. Couple more breaths here. Plug into self and lift your torso up. Oh, and that was some work. Bend and extend that left knee a few times. And then let's just spin the hands to frame the left foot, come up on the right toes, step back, lower the knees, cross the ankles, find your way to a seat. Right leg comes forward, left leg crosses over, seated twist. You're welcome to then bend the right knee here. Nice wide base. Reach the right arm up, rotate to the left, and we have several options here. We can hug this left leg. We can bring the right elbow outside of the thigh. Third option is if we've brought this elbow outside of the thigh, rotate so the right hand faces the floor, and then thread it through this little triangle. Bring the left hand around behind us, bend the elbow to do so, and the hands can sort of just grab each other, or maybe eventually you grab hold of the left wrist with the right hand, and you work to straighten that elbow to encourage retraction in the left shoulder, which will in turn encourage this rotation. Wherever you ended up, in any variation, breathe and just be present. Counter twist. Gently release, unfurl, bow over to the right. Come back to center. Walk this left foot a little off to the side, come onto the pinky toe side. Active through both ankles, shift the hands forward, shift the weight forward, pluck up the tush, and now we just spin. Your body will only agree to spin one direction, and you'll keep going till you face the back of the mat, and then you'll just keep all the way going to face the direction you started. And now we bend the knees and the butt's back down, and we're crossed the other way. If that didn't work, don't worry about it. Left leg extends, right leg crosses over, and then the left knee can bend. We have a wide base. We lengthen up, left arm reaches up, and then we twist right. We can hug this leg. We can go out, elbow outside of thigh. And the third option is if you have elbow outside of thigh, you rotate so the palm faces down, internal rotation of that shoulder. That hand threads through this little triangle you made. The right hand comes around behind you. And maybe the hands just hold. Maybe eventually you grab hold of the right wrist with the left hand, or even just the right fingers, and you work to straighten or extend the right elbow, which will encourage a retraction of the shoulder, which ties into our thoracic spine and encourages the twist. Whatever positioning you ended up in, don't worry about it anymore. Just find the breath and be present in the pose. Counter twist. Unfurl. Twist over to the left and just bow down. And then come back to center. Uncross the legs. Scoot the tush into the middle of the mat, and before we go into our final Savasana, bring the feet in close, gather into a little ball. So go ahead and hug the thighs. See if you can get the belly on the thighs. Bring yourself nice and tight, and then tuck the chin here. And just sort of feel safe here, tucked into self in this sort of little egg shape breathing into the back body. See if you can, even as you hug the legs in, release the shoulders a little bit of opposite things happening. Release the head a little bit more, a couple more breaths here. And then lift the head up out of this, walk the feet a little further forward. Grab the backs of the thighs and slowly roll down. So scoop the tailbone under. Engage the core slightly, get the low back on the earth. Roll each vertebrae down onto the back body. Tuck the chin, lengthen through the crown of the head. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you, arms are going to go a little by the sides, palms up. Whatever leg variation you want, you can leave soles of the feet on the earth. You can extend the legs long or anything else that calls to you. Allow the back body to sink. Allow the bones to sort of sink into the ground. Allow the muscles to just kind of hang off the bones. Allowing yourself this time of support and stillness. Please feel free to stay here for as long as you would like. When you do lift up out of your final Savasana, do so slowly, taking time with your transition off of your mat. Thank you as always. Peace for the body, peace for the mind, and peace for the spirit.